What's up? What's up?
Oh my God, we're on time. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to the Black Lodge Games live stream. I hope you're all having a wonderful evening.
We certainly are.
We certainly are.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna put something in the chat here. I'm gonna have to grab from Discord. No tech.
What could it be?
Oh, come on, you son of a bitch.
Hell of a week in the Black Lodge.
Yeah, to say the least.
When did... It doesn't feel like we launched the Kickstarter 48 hours ago. Hmm? No?
Everybody go click that link. Go over to Bacon Gaming's channel. He's here in the chat tonight. And we're going to be on his channel on Monday at, I believe, 8 p.m. Central. So go hit the get notified button, subscribe to him, and we're going to be talking about the Shucked Oyster. We're big fans of Bacon Gaming.
And probably a bunch of other things, too. Bacon Gaming has a lot on his mind. He's got a lot cooking, a lot going on.
Yeah.
He's formulating, finally, so that we can stop talking about GNS theory.
8 p.m. EST is what I meant. Eastern. Sorry. Yeah. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, it's the GNS theory is terrible. It is insufficient, and I hope we can help Bacon Gaming get his RPG philosophy over the finish line, so that we have something else to talk about other than GNS.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. Based on what?
Good question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. Your body is ready? Good. Yeah, no rave tonight. That was just for the Kickstarter launch party. Unless you guys liked that and you want us to do it more often. Yeah, because we will. Because it's fun.
Yes. That was a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. We went for about 4 hours,
I knew that was going to be fun.
Yeah.
But it was more fun than I thought it would be.
Yeah. I knew how much fun it was going to be. Actually have a chance to catch it live. Congrats on the Kickstarter funding. Thank you, man. So much. Yeah, we launched the Shucked Oyster on Kickstarter on Tuesday and funded in 15 minutes, which was very surprising and awesome. And then by 12 hours in, I think we were 400% funded. So it was really, really incredible. And thank you guys so much for everybody who
couldn't have done it without you guys.
Who contributed. We got a whole bunch planned. Trying to get Facebook up and running. We got a Facebook page now that's in the description of this video. You can go if you're a boomer that's talking to AIs over there, then you can definitely check us out. But we're trying to run some Facebook ads to try and pump up that Kickstarter number. But as we were signing up, we got some sort of error message, just a generic error message, and then they locked our account for suspicious activity. All I was trying to do was add the credit card.
They know too much about us.
Yeah, so we're in the process of getting that going. And we've had a whole bunch of people reaching out to, help us and congratulate us and all sorts of stuff.
Which is all awesome,
yeah,
all
so
much
awesome.
appreciated.
Nick Beardia has been huge. Getting us prepped to do all the stuff on Meta. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Has been, and just super, super helpful, and appreciate that a lot. And he did send us quite a long time ago a PDF that we did not look at. Yeah. And we will be making good on that. Yeah. The Bastard Princess, one of his scenarios. Daniel Plainview, are you going to drink my milkshake?
No.
Dang, catching this just as I'm getting the kiddos to bed. If I can't check in again later, guys, congrats on everything and looking forward to your continued success. Thank you very much.
Good to see you again.
Yeah, man. I am so glad the Shucked Oyster funded. I was so stressed.
Yeah.
I woke up like 20 times the night before. It was insane. Thank you. I am here for the techno and possible seizures. There's no techno tonight. Only the synth wave.
There's no
gently playing
reason
in the
you can't
background.
listen to it in the background while you're watching us.
Right. You can turn on techno. Here's the YouTube link for your stream description. I posted that. The next comment is apropos. Got a Kickstarter hangover? Yes. We're very tired.
Yeah.
8 p.m. EST on Bacon's channel. 7 p.m. Central. Correct. The boys are back in town. We never left town, fellas. This is our second stream in 1 week. We were just on. We did our 4-hour live stream on Tuesday.
Yep.
Followed by
Rollin' Bones.
Rollin' Bones with Ryan Howard, which was awesome.
Yep.
We got a video coming out. A video we actually took of him and the Wonky at
North Texas RPG Con.
That it got buried under the Kickstarter prep. So that's going to come out next week and will be real good.
Then yesterday we went on Natural Ones with Victor and the Basic Expert.
Yeah, which was awesome. Super, super happy to go on there and talk about it. And we also, this was awesome. The day after the Kickstarter launched, we got a message from Kelsey in her Discord where she said, sorry, I was flying back from Gen Con and all this stuff, but congratulations on your success. And she actually backed it. So
which is awesome.
She backed it for the hardcover, which is super, super awesome and much appreciated. We got them sunglasses at night, though, so you can keep track of the visions in your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. GNS was useful back in the day to get the conversation going. Everyone has to let it go now, even Edwards. But he won't.
He won't.
The sheriff is in town. Maliki, one of our newly minted moderators. Glad to have you here. Better stay in line, boys. That's right. How's it going?
What's up? What's up?
More good tunes.
Yep.
I wish. Not tonight, though.
Well, we still got tunes playing softly, as we always do.
As we always do.
White Bat Audio.
Who's in the description this time so we don't get a copyright strike again? Not a copyright strike, but a monetization halt. Ahoy, Off-Grid. How's it going, everyone? I backed the Kickstarter first, then ordered Shadow Dark and Solo Dark. Nice.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Go comment that on the Kickstarter page that you bought Shadow Dark just to play this. That'll no, seriously, that would be awesome. Nick Beardia is good people. Yeah, this is the thing. Somehow we're not following his YouTube channel. We are now, and we watched his last video, in which he was, showing off the Shucked Oyster Kickstarter page, and then mentioned that we didn't.
And then cut all ties with us.
Right, cut all ties for us. It was very funny though.
Yeah.
Nice chroma key on Steve's shirt. It is.
Oh.
It is not a chroma key, actually. They can't cloister the oyster, baby. That's right. Well,
damn right. Well,
actually, a more relevant comment than you may know.
Realize.
So anything going on with you guys this week? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Yeah. So right now we are almost to our third stretch goal, which is crazy. Our first stretch goal was at $10,000, and that was for
Wilderness Encounter.
A Wilderness Encounter table. So you are no longer safe from the Shucked Oyster. Even if you leave, it will bring you back. The second was the Appendax, which will be in the appendices in Adventure Conquer King System Imperial Imprint compatibility guide for the Shucked Oyster. So this will work in a very rules-light game called Shadow Dark and a very not rules-light game called Adventure Conquer King System. And if your game falls in the D&D tradition and is somewhere between those two spectrums, I think with a little imagination you'll have
be set.
enough to run it in your game. Total Chud victory, that's right. Is that a copy of Supremacy? Maybe. The board game? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. A gift from Grognard, Grognard TX, who may or may not be in the chat tonight. Got Supremacy, got the weird stock market game that TSR made.
Force.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Fourth stream this week, exactly. How's it going, Soleil?
What's
nice
going
to see
on?
you. Kelsey is a real one. She really is.
Yeah.
Kelsey seems a lot like Kevin from Palladium. Rising tides lift all ships. I'm actually not familiar with the Palladium guys all that much.
Yeah, me neither. Certainly not him specifically, but I mean, if the outlook is rising tide lifts all ships, then yeah, for sure. Oh, subscribed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn it, I got an ad while typing the last comment. Sorry, man. I backed the Oyster just to see if there was anything I could steal, but do you plan on doing anything for modern or cyberpunk futurist settings? We have a future setting that we are working on. That one is like way out though.
Yeah, we're still crystallizing that, but
yeah, that's still very much in the
short
idea
answer,
phase.
yes.
Yeah, we've talked about it before.
We
a couple
have,
times. There's
yeah.
even a video where I talked about it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But there's other stuff coming down the pipe first. First thing is going to be the next thing that we're going to begin working on once the Oyster is like done and in everyone's hands and all that is going to be our golems and kind of it's different now than it was. It's not simply a monster supplement, but it's a
it's again just
my
like
dog's barking.
just like as oh damn with the Shucked Oyster.
Shut up.
The scope has both deepened and
expanded.
Right.
Right.
But it is still about golems as I don't even want to say creature type, but
No.
people here will know what I mean. And the outlook of a particular group of people who are very interested in creating and studying these creatures.
Yeah.
How are they made? Why are they made? What changes happen to you? All sorts of interesting deep dive stuff.
Oh, let's see what we got here.
Congrats again, boys. Started running with plays right up after the trade. Players have ordered all hooks that lead them out of town.
Nice. That's awesome. Thank you for the $5.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, and we also had someone do something truly insane, which was B-Dubs over on Twitter decided to run the Shucked Oyster as a Shuckstein or Bronstein. And we'll get back to that in 1 second. We got another.
Deepened and expanded. You sure you're not still talking about the hookers at the Shucked Oyster?
Well, I'm also
Got him.
talking about them.
Yeah, $5. But he decided to run a Bronstein with the Shucked Oyster. But here's the thing: he didn't have the PDF, so he ran a Shuckstein based off of the promo
screenshots
material.
on the
the
Kickstarter
screenshots
page.
on the Kickstarter page.
Good enough.
Yeah, It's like, I read the back of the cassette tape, you know.
Yeah, and it was good enough.
And it was good enough, and it did exactly what we wanted it to do, which was crazy. He immediately keyed in on that the fire is an inciting incident, and was like, "That's brilliant," and it was a perfect thing to get his players doing all sorts of crazy shit. Just really, all after this, somebody comment on the actual video. Reminder to add the B-Dubs post, and I'll add it to the
right.
description. It's a long read too. But let's see here. Do you have any ideas for further stretch goals if you hit all of the possible ones? Yeah,
we do.
So our next stretch goal at $15,000 is going to be there is another dungeon that is referenced in the book, but was left as to like, hey, GM, you take this and make it your own thing.
Right.
But we have some ideas for that, and if people are giving us a lot more money, then we're gonna keep
deliver.
adding
Yep.
the content to it. Yeah,
Absolutely.
and we do have some stretch goals planned for after that as well.
Yeah.
But those will be announced. We want to see how this does first, you know. Bacon Gaming. He's the one asking. I don't know what he's referencing. Oh, but one more thing about this. That future setting's way off, but the in the future, you could say. But the Golems thing is going to be made for Mithras Imperative.
Right.
And will be compatible with Mithras broadly, because the Mithras Imperative rules
broadly
are
or
very,
BRP broadly.
Yeah, BRP, RuneQuest, all of those kind of family of games, it will work with those.
But also, just again briefly, not to talk about the next thing. Put the cart before the horse here. It's going to be very, very detailed, very evocative, like the Shucked Oyster is. A bit of a different tone,
Very
but
different
even
tone.
if you're using D&D and certain mechanical affects, aren't directly translatable, you will have a very deep, high-resolution snapshot of a group of people and a philosophy that you can seamlessly use
Put in your
any
game.
kind of fantasy game.
Right.
And who knows? Maybe if that does well, we can add stretch goals for future
Yeah.
conversions, like we're doing with ACKS for Shucked Oyster.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's but again, we're not working on that until the Shucked Oyster is like out the door.
Yep.
But that is the plan.
Correct.
Kevin gave Bear the Gen X GM's superhero game a shout out in Palladium's newsletter. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Very cool. Very, very cool. I didn't play any of the Palladium games. We had a bunch of them when I was a kid. Like we had a bunch of the Ninja Turtle stuff. We had the Ninjas and Super Spies supplement. I think we had the Palladium, like the Fantasy Core book, where it's like the guy holding the flamberge sword, and there's the green dragon with the black talons on it. We definitely had that one.
Yeah, I haven't played any Palladium
I never played it,
either.
though.
But it's been around for a long while and has a dedicated fan base. All their different games. So
Rex Steele, how's it going,
Good to see you,
man? Good
man.
to see you, and thank you so much for enjoying your playtest with Tora with the Shucked Oyster. Sounds like you guys have had a lot of fun, and it's gone very differently than our game. In our game, I may have burned down my campaign by introducing the Shucked Oyster. So
we'll see. That happens
well,
Saturday.
I didn't burn it down. The players
Thoughts
are
on
burning it down.
3x.
What do you say?
Oh.
Thoughts on 3 to XP? Oh, level 3 to XP or XP to level 3?
What is this?
I think it's the YouTube channel. It's the guy that has like kind of long hair, is younger than us, and he does like the Giga Chad DM videos, and he's like really, really big.
I haven't seen enough to...
You would recognize him instantly if I showed him to you. It's not content for us, like at all.
Oh. I guess that's why I don't recollect.
You would.
Recognize
It's better that you don't at the moment. So Promethean 3E, but with a different legally distinct name. No, not at all.
Actually, no.
So this
That's
is
not to say I love Promethean. It is
Right.
my favorite of the Chronicles lines. But you aren't
You're not
playing the golems
The
here.
golems. Yeah.
This is a redemption arc for golems to prevent them from being what they are always portrayed as, which are magic robots, which
Yeah.
is the most boring
Stupid.
and most stupid way
Right.
you could
Possibly conceive of
yeah,
them.
exactly. Not inspiring at all.
Yeah. Kevin and his business partner, Sean Robertson, have been on Legion of Myth a few times. I suggest checking
Nice.
the vids out. Kevin makes me want a game after he's interviewed. Nice.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think I haven't seen those particular ones, but I have seen a lot of Legion of Myth streams.
Yes.
But I know that Max Liao is a big Palladium fan. People saying hello. There
Yep.
seems to be a Bronstein around every corner these days. Exactly.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the re-release of TMNT. Yeah,
I did hear they were re-releasing
I didn't
that.
back it. Yeah, because I was broke, which is a good reason not to back something.
Is Palladium re-releasing it, or does
Yeah.
someone have it now? Oh, okay.
No. It's a reprint. They've redone the cover. It's like I think they've redone the cover, but it's like exactly the same illustration, but a little bit.
So is it a
better, I think.
true, like,
Yeah,
reprint in
it's
the way that like West End Games re-released?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, it's not
not like a
just
new edition.
No, it's not a new
Okay.
edition.
Nice.
Thoughts on D&D 5.5e? I already have my issues, but we can talk about that another time if you guys want. I don't really have thoughts on it because I don't play 5e to begin with. It's just it's
Yeah.
not my game. Nick's played it and hates it.
Yeah, I hate 5e.
5e.
I obviously haven't played the 2024.
Yeah, the new one.
stuff,
But
but,
it's just it's not a game. It's really not a game for us.
Yeah.
I've heard so I know how the system works, and I know the combat becomes a slog eventually in as you level, but it's kind of a medieval superheroes type of thing, which is not a game I'm interested in playing.
And I think there's going to be a lot less people interested in
playing
the
this
2024.
edition. Yeah.
And it's going to have nothing to do with whatever new flavor of the month controversy is going on.
No. XP to level 3. Yeah, the different YouTuber. Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk Toast 5e content is what they're saying about him. Which is fine. A lot of people like 5e. That's just not the game that we're interested in here at all. When 5.5 actually releases, like I know a lot of the other YouTubers and people who went to Gen Con already have their copies of the Player's Handbook. We will not be reviewing 5.5e, but we will be reviewing the game that you should play if 5.5 is no longer for you. And that game, of course, is Adventurer Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint. That's a game we've been running since the very beginning of the year. We've got, I don't know, at least 100 hours.
Over 100 hours.
Yeah, over 100 hours playing that game, running it. One of our players is running us through every single system in the book now.
Whether we like it or not.
Whether we like it or not. Not every single system. We haven't done sieges. We haven't done sea
naval
voyages.
stuff.
But we've done a lot of magical research stuff.
Yep. A lot of domain and mercantile activities.
Mercantile activities. So it is the most impressive game I've ever seen made, and I don't think anything's going to top it. It's wild. And if any of you are into Exalted out there, I had a thought earlier today. I wondered if I could use Ascendant to run Exalted and finally have a good system for running that game, because you could very clearly give like the power tiers of the different types of exalts, and you can have this over the top crazy thing.
Yeah.
But you'd have a good rule set.
I bet you could.
You probably could. It would take some work, but also congrats on the 10K subs. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
That was also
that was huge. That
very
happened
cool.
Either the same day or the next. I think it happened.
I think it was the next day.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
2 big milestones, which is awesome.
Young Steve Buscemi, Demon is my favorite, and Deviant Intrigues. Demon's good.
Demon's very good. I'll say this.
Demon the Descent.
Demon the Descent is by far the most unique and creative
of the Chronicles of Darkness.
Yeah, and even the old line, because the conception of demons in Demon the Descent breaks completely from either the Gothic or, the classic monstrous archetypes. It is something like modern in like a good way.
Yeah.
It's really unique in a way that makes perfect sense and is very, very evocative. Not only with what the demon actually is that you're playing, but also the sort of feel of this sort of, I think they call it like Gnostic espionage, which is a very cool...
Technostic espionage. Yeah. Something that will excite you two about golems is the details in the design of furnace golems in Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. You guys should look them up. Interesting.
I have not played Elden Ring, but I am an avid fan of Dark Souls 1.
Bronstein will replace West Marches. I don't think it'll replace it. It'll be it's its own thing.
Yeah, I agree. It's its own thing.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
Right.
But doing your own thing.
For some people, it will replace West Marches for sure. But there's a lot of people who will like to just do a West Marches game.
Right, because there are some people who are doing or who want to do a West Marches thinking that it's going to produce an experience that is more like a Bronstein. And so as that becomes more, in the parlance, they'll gravitate, and that's fine.
Grognard's saying Horde Wars. I'm sure he's saying about one of the best games. Or okay, so this is another option for playing instead of regular D&D.
That is
would
true.
Be Horde Wars.
Horde Wars.
It depends on what your goals are for what you want to do in a game. Horde Wars.
Yeah.
I have not played it yet, but I have played games with Grognard. I trust him implicitly, and he says that this is the best game that he's played in decades. Like,
and
absolutely.
hopefully very soon
Yeah,
we're going to be able
soon.
to play.
Yeah, hopefully. I think maybe if we have time next week, we're going to try and get in the game over on Todd's Discord server. So yeah, definitely check out Horde Wars. It is really fucking cool. And Horde Wars Advanced is going to come out at the end of this year.
Cannot wait for that.
Yeah, if it's still all on, go check it. And if you guys are intrigued by this, we had Todd on our channel, DM Blackwall, and talked about Horde Wars, and it sounds so fucking cool. And what he's doing with like dungeons and mega dungeons and stuff is awesome. So 100% go check it out.
And it's very reasonably priced.
Yeah, I got it for I got the PDF for $5 or something. Like it's like
more than reasonably priced.
Yeah, like the insane levels of bang for your buck on that product.
Yeah, it's
like
there's no question.
Yeah, there's nothing out there that beats that on price to value ratio. Oh, chat jumped. There we go. TMNT has new covers. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. The interior is all in color, and there are some tweaks and improvements to the rules, and it's all the OG TMNT books combined into 2 books. Oh, okay.
Cool.
Very cool. I didn't know that part of it, but that's also because I didn't back Kickstarter. I would have known that. I'll be starting our group's first ACKS campaign in the near future, and I'm stoked. Awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, and it's a game. It's a system. You're not going to know how to do everything all at once, and you don't need to because the game doesn't demand that you do all these things right up front.
Right.
But a certain type of player is going to get very, very intrigued by the systems and push you to learn all of it because he wants to do all of it. And that player was on our podcast with the thumbnail that says "Gaslight Your GM."
Our most recent podcast.
Yeah, our most recent podcast episode. The art in the new Sue edition of D&D, Sue edition, I don't know what that is mostly bad enough that I have no desire to know more. Yeah, that's another thing is like even if you put aside all the culture war stuff that is implicit in the art of that book, everything that I've seen, with the exception of a few pieces, we watched a flip through, and there's a couple where we were like, "Whoa, that looks really cool."
Yeah,
most of it was
not
like,
good.
This looks so boring. Like everyone's standing around, nothing's happening.
Everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy.
All the problems in the world have been solved.
Like it's a very cozy feel. Like it doesn't seem like there's very much conflict in whatever fucking world this is. It's just not a game for us.
Yeah.
And I will never play it.
I will say, I can't stand the cover, of the player's guide, the player's handbook.
Player's handbook. Yeah.
But it's better than the 5e.
Yes. I hate the 5e cover.
That's the worst cover art for like a core book I've ever seen in my life. I can't stand it.
It's pretty bad. Is there a different edition of the system that you keep specifically mentioned Imperial Imprint? Yes. So Imperial Imprint is ACKS 2, 2nd edition, basically. That just got kickstarted. And we have somewhere up here the ACKS 1 book as well, which is much, much smaller.
Yeah.
But that's a game that expanded vastly over time. And so this was a kind of comprehensive compilation of all these rules in a systemic form in one place. And also it was, I think, the final kind of push to make the 2nd edition was the OGL Crisis. Was that McCrease was like, well, they're going to rug pull me, so I have to do this now. And it's that 1st edition was like a decade worth of material that got play tested for a decade, basically. So you're getting a very, very, very well play tested game that is so insanely well thought out. It is in terms of like what you would think of like an Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, like the wet dream of Advanced Dungeons and Dragons campaigns from the 70s or 80s. ACKS 2 is the crystallization of all those ideas and much, much more.
Yeah, 100%.
That sounds righteous.
It is.
Yeah. It's a medieval superhero game, but for some reason they decided to lobotomize the paladin and keep the ranger back to its 2014 trash form. Unfortunate.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. The sad part is there are good pieces being overlooked. There is a Dragonlance full page piece that is sweet. I don't remember the Dragonlance one. Oh, no, I do. Remember? Because it had Raceland in the red. And you were like, how dare you have Raceland not in the black robes?
Yeah, imagine not using black robe Raceland. But also, yes, I remember that piece, and I remember not being able to recognize anyone else other than Raceland. And it's easy to recognize Raceland. He has gold skin, white hair, and he's got robes, either red or black. And he clearly had the Staff of Magius. One of the characters could have been Caramon, but completely unrecognizable other characters. So I wasn't a fan of it.
Or hear me out, Savage Worlds. It can do over the top well. Just look at Savage Rifts.
As an alternate to 5e?
Potentially.
I would certainly agree with that.
I haven't played Savage Worlds. I know you have, and I know Ander was way into Savage Worlds, right?
Yeah, he got way into Savage Worlds after Steve Fillmore ran a Supers game, Savage Supers game for us, which was awesome.
Our group superhero system was always Mutants and Masterminds 2nd edition. How does it compare to Ascendant? So I think we had Mutants and Masterminds when I was a kid. I was too
bought
young
Mutants
to read
and Masterminds.
Yeah.
I could not get into it. I never played it. But
yeah, you also bought Ascendant and couldn't get into it.
And I couldn't. So maybe this is just a skill issue for me with Supers games. But I have bought and I have run Prowlers and Paragons.
Yes, which is a lot of fun.
But
I'm getting more and more interested in Ascendant, and then
Ascendant
Jeffro
is
was
much
writing
more
about
comprehensive. That is like that's just a fact.
Right. Everything is coming up BLG. Man, I hope so. It certainly seems that way at the moment, and it is very validating. The thing that's been especially validating about all of this is getting the playtest reports back from people, and they've all been so different.
So different in what has happened. But the emotional response and the takeaway has all been the same, which is this is awesome.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's like creating crazy chaos. So that's awesome. And I really can't wait to get this into people's hands, and like now with the stretch goals,
hear what more people have to say. Yeah.
I know, and so the plan is you will get the vanilla the thing that we wrote after the campaign closes. That'll go out, but the stretch goal content is going to come as incremental updates to that PDF until all of that is complete, and then we'll do the print version of it. The stretch goals, I think, are going to add a considerable page count as well. So this might end up being like 300 or more by the end.
We'll see.
I don't know though. So the baseline version is around 200 pages, maybe a tiny bit more, but we'll see. Because we are tweaking the layout right now. And revising a little bit of some things. You guys are getting with the big boys. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah.
The Van, Little 8, what'd I miss? You missed an entire techno rave. I'm just kidding. We didn't do it. We didn't do that again. But we will if people want us to.
Yeah,
we will
let us
definitely do
know.
that again. Where do I even buy ACKS 2 and also find friends to play it with? Server I'm familiar with won't even talk to me about that system because Macrease was friends with Milo back in the day. Google Adventurer Conqueror King system Discord. You will find a link to it. It's somewhere on the Autark website or on their old forums. You can get into the ACKS Discord. There's a lot of people who are playing ACKS there.
Oh yeah.
To get ACKS 2, so right now it's in that
that in between
stage. It has not been fulfilled yet. At least the print
hasn't.
The print has not. But since that campaign closed, we had text-only PDFs that were single column, like Word document PDFs that I used for months and months and months. And now we have laid out PDFs that have some art in them. And I think towards the end of August, I think is what he said, potentially maybe maybe it was September, we'll have the next big layout update to it, which will include a lot of art.
Nice.
Unfortunately, since this is a 1,500 page magnum opus, I think he said he underestimated how much art was needed. And so they are just a little behind on that, and
Yeah.
I think.
But they're working hard on it.
Oh yeah, they're working hard on it. But the thing is, the game is complete. Everything is there, and it has been complete
Since the beginning. Yeah.
since the beginning, and we've been playing the game, and you can play the game. So you can't buy it at the moment, like drive through or anything like that. But what you can do is reach out to Alexander McCrease on Twitter or in the Discord. He is, I believe, still taking late pledges, either for only the PDFs or for the whole big shebang of the physical books. That may be subject to change, but as it gets closer to the actual release time, I think he's going to switch to some sort of a pre-order model. I believe that's what I've heard. I can't really speak for him, but you can get it if you reach out to him personally.
Yeah.
He's still accepting late pledges, so to speak, just not directly through the Kickstarter. But early next year, probably March-ish, I think that's around the time that the physical
They
books will
want to
ship.
fulfill, yeah.
Yeah, once it's fulfilled, there will be a small period of exclusivity for backers getting their stuff before eventually it'll go on print on demand, and he'll also have like excess stock of the nice
The deluxe
version, the deluxe
version,
versions
yeah.
that he'll be selling.
Hell yeah.
I think directly, but you can get it, and you can find ACKS players on that Discord for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Greetings, gentlemen.
Good to see you.
What have I missed? Nothing. We're just hanging out with the chat.
Just chatting with
This
you
is
guys.
this is just a chill stream tonight. I'm waiting on physical ACKS 2. He's behind, but it's fine as this project is taking more time. Yeah, honestly, I wasn't content with the original PDFs.
It's just there's so much, and it's so hard to navigate
but it was
without the
very
layout.
hard to navigate
Yeah.
without the full layout.
And without the page
Yeah.
numbers working,
Right. A lot of the PDF didn't have page numbers, which made it difficult. There was no table of contents if you weren't using the PDF, meaning that if you had the book printed from that PDF, it didn't make any sense, like I did. But the new laid out version is so much easier to navigate and so
Yeah.
much easier to read and use. It is a completely usable game, and it's awesome. Everybody's saying hi to Cal. Off-Grid Gaming. I saw that painting you mentioned in Margaret Weiss' interview about a month ago. I'm surprised WotC published it. They should have published Savagery of the Orcs by Eugene Jarowski.
I'm
Not
not
familiar.
familiar. Maybe I've seen the other picture, but I wouldn't know it by name.
I think you can get physical Horde Wars if you go directly through Todd. It might be sold out. I don't know. You'd have to ask DM Blackwall. I think you can get a physical copy of it, but it's not a print on demand from like drive-through. More raves. I want more raves. Okay.
Okay.
Ask and ye shall receive. Oh yeah, I saw that episode. He was a good guy.
Oh,
With Evan or with DM Blackwall?
Blackwall, I think.
Yeah.
Either way, they're both good guys.
Angry Man, Black Lodge Games is wrong. You cannot have a meaningful ACKS campaign unless strict records of all NPCs' campaign level activities are kept. That is, you can have a meaningful ACKS campaign. You can have a more meaningful one, though, if you do that, for sure. Is it worth it to buy ACKS 1, or should I wait until 2 is more widely available?
I
I'd
would
go with
wait.
2.
Yeah.
Go with 2. And this is, of course, a play on Gygax's time records. Yeah. I approve. The death spiral of D&D art began when they moved from pulp art to illustration, so 3 to 3.5e, and it's only gotten worse. Yes.
I would agree. Yeah.
100%. You cannot have a
became less
meaningful
human.
You cannot have a meaningful ACKS 2 campaign without spreadsheets. That is true. I have done similar style of tracking high-level maneuvering of plots and forces and factions. I've just never had the support built in that ACKS is providing. Yeah,
That's the thing.
it is
That's,
so fucking awesome.
yeah.
It is. It
yeah.
is
The
really,
mechanical
really good.
support structure in ACKS is like perfect.
Yeah. Pretty much when WotC bought TSR, correct. WotC will never surpass the run of the 4 Horsemen at TSR. Correct. Here's the thing: they could. Well, it probably wouldn't surpass it, but they could equal it. There are amazing artists out there. There are Easleys waiting to be discovered.
Yeah, it's not like there's been a like a decrease in creativity in the world. The thing is,
they're just not
the corporate structure, such as it is.
They don't want
precludes creativity.
Yeah. We'll add in the political and social agenda to the new art. It's cranked up to wacky. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I said, like it's a game for different people.
But again, it's like, is this a surprise to anybody? It's like
it's been heading in this direction for a very long time.
Everybody knew it was going to look like this.
Yeah. Some of it was shocking how bad it was.
It is really bad.
It is really bad. But it's this is one of those things where I made my peace with D&D not being the game for me a very, very long time ago.
Oh yeah.
And so this doesn't bother me as much. It does in the sense that it's like, yes, they've taken something and basically spit on the old customer base and told you it's not for you anymore. And here's the thing, they're right.
They're right. It's not.
It's not. And you don't have to buy it or play it. And you don't have to spend a bunch of time being upset about it either.
And you shouldn't. Again, it's like they're telling you
not to buy it.
Not to buy it and that they are your enemy. It's like if someone comes up to you and pops you in the mouth, are you going to try and convince them why it's wrong that you did that, or are you going to react appropriately?
Not giving a shit about D&D when it was in your first game.
Not giving a shit about D&D was easy when it wasn't your first game.
I mean,
it was my first game, though. It was. AD&D 2nd Edition was my first game.
Pathfinder was my first game.
But
I've said that before.
yeah.
But it's like, I get that. I understand that, but it doesn't matter. It's like, don't let these people who do not like you and have no intention of liking you and never will like you have power over you.
Yeah.
You're just creating suffering for yourself.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince Wizards of the Coast to turn over a new leaf, completely restructurize the way they're doing business. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. R.I.P. Keith Parkinson. Yep. Some of that dragon art is all right, but that's it. I really do like Gerald Brahms' art in 4E Dark Sun. Brahms is amazing, of course. Speaking of, would ACKS work for Dark Sun? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the thing. Chubby Funster, who may jump in the chat at some point, great guy, great creator, made a Dark Sun inspired setting for Shadow Dark called Shadow Sun that he is now porting over to ACKS 2. And he already has at least one ACKS 2 setting that's being sold. ACKS 2 is not even out yet, and it's got source books. It's incredible. But I think that one's called like Legends of Gavardia. But Dark Sun would absolutely work in ACKS for sure. Raistlin, Karaman, and Kitiara.
Okay, I could have fooled me.
Yeah.
I know who those characters are.
Right.
I didn't see them on the on the picture. I recognized Raistlin and maybe it was Karaman, but
I want a copy of GURPS Cyberpunk book just because it was Parkinson.
Oh, for the art.
Yeah,
Keith
for
Parkinson is awesome. I have two big landscape framed pictures of his EverQuest Ruins of Kunark and EverQuest Scars of Velius box art pieces, and it's awesome.
Savage Worlds as an alternative to Exalted. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I've never played. I haven't read any of it, so I don't know if it would work. Exalted is one of those things, though, where it's like the setting is so good and the mechanics suck.
People say the same thing about Shadowrun.
But it's like, I'm not sure if it's like, can you even make good mechanics for it? I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if Ascendant would work, though. But here's the other alternative to Exalted. The real alternative in the modern day to Exalted is to use Lone Wolf Fists by Joel T. Clark, which is very cool. And I want to return to that and try that again.
That was fun. The one shot.
It was really fun, the one shot, but it's I really fucked up when I decided to run that as a one shot because I thought that I was going to be like, oh yeah, I can just pick up a game and I'll be able to run it. And then like 12 hours before I was supposed to run that game, when I was reading through the rules again, I was like, oh fuck.
I made a terrible mistake.
Yeah, I was like, I've made a terrible mistake. So I got the creator on a phone call, on a Zoom call or whatever, and talked through some of the rules and figured it out. But it was very difficult to just introduce. It's not something you can just introduce to a fresh group with no context. You can, but it sucks a little bit, is what I'm saying, to do that. So what I want to do is try that again, but have everyone go through character creation, not using pre-gens, so they can choose what they can understand what their characters are capable of. I can understand what they are. Like there's all sorts of, I made like a bunch of wrong rulings on it. Like it was kind of a mess, but it was fun is the thing. And it's a cool fucking system. And that is a system that is you roll, like you make your attacks and you just start doing damage. There's no to hit roll and it works well. Like there's no.
Yeah, it went smooth. It was fun. Yeah.
Elmore, Easley, Caldwell, and Parkinson's covers on the 1980s to 90s were pure imagination fueled. That's 100% correct.
100%.
Yeah. My cousin had asked about Mutants and Masterminds recently. He was curious about it. Yeah, again, we had the book, but I never played. Just played a werewolf game 30 minutes ago, and it was fun, but even there, the dice pool system gets janky. I never liked werewolf.
Yeah. I can't even really speak to werewolf mechanically. Obviously, like the core resolution of like
D10 dice pool.
Yeah. That typically is fine. But when you're talking about God, what do they even call gifts? And I don't even remember what what the supernatural powers are in werewolf.
Snortikins, Lands of the Twilight Waste and Powers of the Mind, both by Matt Jarmock and Harpoon Cannon Gaming.
Interesting.
Night Danger, good to see you, man.
What's happening?
Thank you for stopping by. Congratulations on the hugely successful launch day. I await the PDF with bated breath.
Thank
Awesome.
you, dude.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for supporting it and retweeting it. And thank you to everyone else who was out there retweeting it and everything like that. Really, really helped. And it was awesome to see the big swell of support and all the friends that we have out there. Which was
incredibly
awesome.
appreciative.
Yeah, incredibly appreciative. I'm currently playing online in a Shadow Dart campaign, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good game. I like Shadow Dart.
Yeah, of course.
And Dungeon Craft, Professor Dungeon Master, the other day just made a video where he compared the 2024. It was funny because he had it blurred out. So as like a fuck you to WotC.
Don't copyright strike me.
Yeah, it just had stick figures on it. But he did that, compared that to Shadow Dark, and it's like, what are these? Yeah, and he kind of made the point too that it's like, this is medieval superheroes. It looks very happy-go-lucky, whatever.
Yeah.
If you like this sort of game, you might like this, but you might like Shadow Dark. He's like, Shadow Dark is all in, but like basically like the modern version of Basic Expert D&D from the 80s. It's like, it's kind of the spiritual successor. It's obviously not like a clone like OSE, but if that's the sort of thing that you want to do, it's really, really good at that.
Shadow Dark is great for that.
It's really good at that. Great art. The Hex generation and Tavern generation and Dungeon generation and NPC generation.
Yeah. It all works.
Useful. It
we
all
know
works.
because we
used
used a bunch of it.
We used a bunch of it. We used all of those procedures to build everything out. With the exception of on the dungeon stuff, since this is not the dungeons were not randomly created, like the rooms and the layouts and things like that.
The map wasn't randomly
literally
done.
roll the dice and draw around the dice.
Right.
That is a very cool way.
It's great
to make dungeons, though. Let's see here. What was that? Mr. Biden, come on. What are you doing? Congratulations, gentlemen, on the successful Kickstarter and more raves, please. Thank you. Thank you for the $5. And I apologize that President Biden took a nap on that one. But it's Shadow Dark is very, very, very good. However, if you want to do something that can potentially turn into a war game, and you want to do things like mercantile adventures and sea voyages and mass combat and running sieges and having the most mechanical support that you can for anything that you could possibly want within a D&D game, then you want to play ACKS. They are the two poles basically for the genre. Dragonbane is a slick game.
I haven't played it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar
Not
with that
familiar
one.
with it.
I don't like levels and classes. Then you would love Mithras.
Yes,
Yeah.
you would.
And if you don't like levels and classes, but you still wanted that D&D style of dungeon delving experience, Mithras does have classic fantasy with it as well.
Correct.
Which we haven't read yet, so we can't really pump it up all that much.
But if you are interested in either of those or anything else from
The design mechanism.
the design mechanism, you can use promo code BlackLodge15 at their website for 15% off.
Yep. And while we haven't read that one, we are big fans of everything else that we've read from the design mechanism. They only really make good stuff, so
Correct.
I don't think anyone would be disappointed with that. Dragonbane is rad. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I've never heard of this
2
one.
votes for that.
If someone won't play ACKS because of Macrease, who is the least offensive person ever, then you don't want to play with those people anyway. Yes.
I would agree.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, you should head over, as Matt said, to the ACKS Discord.
Yeah. The ACKS Discord, and full of super, super helpful people. But it's, yes, Alexander Macrease is one of the most good-natured people out there, one of the most good faith actors, they're a peerless game designer in the modern age. There is no one who comes remotely close. And just generally a great guy. And he also just had his successful funding of Ascendant Star Spangled Squadron
Yeah.
Volume 2 on BackerKit, which we backed.
Which is an actual comic associated with Ascendant.
Yeah. And it has babes in it.
Yeah.
My problem with the version of Mutants and Masterminds I played was, well, it felt weird. Like J.D. Vance. No. It was D20 based, but also point buy with very loose power descriptions. Weird. That is weird.
Yeah, I remember not being able to like get it. It seemed it did seem off to me when I read it many years ago, but
Yeah. Hence why I was rolling my eyes. I don't care anymore. It was like 100 years ago politically. Now it's all different. ACKS 2 is just a game. Macrease is just a guy. That was then, now is now. Yeah.
yeah.
And ACKS 2 is not just a game. I think it's, I mean, it is just a game, but that's a very
It's such
small way to describe it.
a right.
I'm so tired of the bullying in the hobby. Hobbs and friends of the OSR interviewed Macrease, and he had it public twice. Both times he was bullied into pulling it. That's such bullshit.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but it's also disappointing that those guys would pull it twice, apparently.
Yeah.
Do not give in to these people.
Do not give in. We will not give in.
Correct.
Ever. Just saw a piece of art for ACKS 2 done by Jesse White, a bona fide old school fantasy comic artist. It looks so sick. Yeah, the art.
Yeah, I think the class pictures especially have like a more comic book aesthetic to them.
Some of them do, yeah. Like there's some stuff in the that I've seen from the ACKS 2 art that looks really good, and there was a couple where I was kind of like, I don't really know what's going on in that one. There's like the one where the guy is like transforming, like
Oh yeah.
but he's transforming into like multiple things, so
You're
you're
right.
kind of not supposed to know what's going on in
Yeah.
it. But there were a couple that I was kind of like, I don't know about that one.
Interesting.
I don't care though. He could put stick figures in it at this point. The monster manual though has a super
great art.
super consistent. I think there's only one artist working on it. Super consistent
wow.
style to it though, like kind of comic booky. Is it really a comic book style? I'm not really an art guy.
I don't
so
know. I mean,
but
that's what.
I like the way the monsters look. They're really fucking cool, is what I'm saying. For some reason, I spurred out and thought dice were in your list. My bad. I don't know what that is in reference to.
Responding to K Dolo.
So much art being included is apparently part of why ACKS 2 is taking longer. That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my understanding. Blockwell was selling it at Gen Con. That's correct.
Oh, nice.
For Horde Wars. How does one get their grubby hands on ACKS 2 Imperial imprint? Reach out to McCrease, as we said. Savagery of the Orcs was a direct reaction to Watsy's Pride Rock painting with the Mexican gray orcs that made the rounds about a month ago. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. Where they just took the same background, essentially, but the orcs were doing orc things of like killing people and like dismembering people.
I don't
and things.
remember.
Yeah.
Maybe I saw it.
I think I showed it to
probably
you.
my eyes
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
glazed over. Like I don't care.
Stuck at work late. Thanks for making the long drive home more enjoyable.
You're welcome, man.
You're welcome, man. And we were talking
Good to
about
see you.
Yeah. Broken Blade is the creator of Streets of Peril, Storms Over Sternberg,
Yes.
the upcoming Oathhammer, and the Perilous D6 system, which we were looking at a lot today. And we have a lot to talk about with Kyle. And he will definitely be on the show again many times. Great guy, great YouTube channel, makes great games that are beautiful and high quality. Actually, I'm going to go grab Storms Over Sternberg because it's right behind me.
Ah, nice. And the art, the cover art, and the art that's included in like the promo for Oathhammer, different style.
Yeah.
Looks really sick, really cool.
Yeah.
A clearly different vibe.
Very different
A very
vibe.
different tone.
It's like if you, it's sort of the vibe of the old The Hobbit cartoon.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool. For
I
Oathhammer.
really like it.
Yeah, but this is Storms Over Sternberg, which was kickstarted in February. I backed it in February. I got this book like a month ago. It was the quickest turnaround on a
Yeah.
Kickstarter I've ever had. This is a print ninja book, so it is absurdly high quality. Beautiful interior art and layout. Kyle spares no expense. His art is amazing. His layout is amazing. And this is a setting book for Streets of Peril that gives you naval rules as well, a bunch of new monsters, but a shitload of adventure hooks and NPCs and characters. And it's all very much the same kind of philosophy that we have of like characters with motivations. And it's just really, really good, really usable. So,
Yeah, it's
Streets of
awesome.
Peril is excellent, and I really want to run it. So maybe after this Sunday we'll take a break from ACKS. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Maybe ACKS will be over.
Yeah, it
one
might
way
be,
or another.
because I'll just let you know. I don't know what this is going to be spent on, but my players managed to parlay one wish into 3 wishes in ACKS. So they're very smart and capable and ridiculous people. So they're going to do something completely absurd with it. And they say that they're going to be in control of the Oran Empire within 30 days. So we'll see. The game might be over. That's actually not true because that would just cause more problems for them. But yeah, this is Storms Over Sternberg. Go check it out. Go to streetsofperil.com, Broken Blade Publishing. Great stuff. And Kyle has also given us a ton of advice on crowdfunding. He was just an awesome resource. So we have just too much good stuff to say about that guy. Is ACKS a retro clone or built from the ground up? So it's old skeleton. The very baseline of ACKS was from BX. But people who call ACKS a retro clone of BX are insane. We have OSE, which is a retro clone of ACKS, which is this tiny little digest book that has the rules, it has the monsters, it has everything, and that's like maybe 300 pages. ACKS 2 is giant, 8.5 by 11, and it's 1,500 pages. It is not a BX clone.
No.
It goes so far beyond that. It is not BX. It is not BX.
Yeah, it really is its own thing with regards to rules.
Yeah.
Like it uses a D20, but
It uses a D20. It's gold for XP. But the Gold for XP system is the most comprehensive, most integrated. It has an actual economy, like
Everything
an economic
in
model.
is the most
It's
comprehensive.
the most comprehensive. Like, it's to call it a BX clone is literal insanity, and people should be put in Guantanamo Bay when they say that.
ACKS in general is the most complete game
Yeah.
out of any role-playing game.
Yes.
I think.
Like
it
the most comprehensive for sure. At
I
least
don't even
of-
know.
of
I don't
the
even
ones
know
I've
what
read.
would be. And like second place would be Ascendant.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never read Harn, so I don't know. And that is one of the old
that's fair.
hardcore simulationist games. There's a bunch of those old games that we're not really familiar with, so maybe there's something more comprehensive, but I don't believe it. I just don't. With very few exceptions, most digital medium fantasy art is terrible. Yes.
Oh yeah.
It was rebuilt from the ground up. Game perfect for creating your own setting. Yes, it's not, it is perfect for creating your own setting. For creating literally your own monster manual, because it has all of the algorithms for how the spells are made, the races are made, the monsters are made, the classes are made, magic items, everything. All of that is exposed to you very clearly as a game master, so you can create things for this game. You can create a new monster, and it's not just you pulling it out of your ass. You have a system that is going to guarantee that it's at least going to fit in the world. It's fucking insane. It's the most the ACKS 2 Judges Journal is the best as far as I'm concerned. I know I haven't committed the DMG to memory, the AD&D 1E DMG.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, I know. The Judges Journal is like probably the most important game mastery book ever created, and will be drawn upon for decades to come in terms of game design. And for game, it's the most useful thing. It's insane. Talking about art some more. Magic the Gathering-ification of fantasy art has been devastating.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, yeah.
Everything looks like a magic card.
Money the wasting, more like it. It is a clone that's more robust and healthier, in the opinion, than the original, in my opinion. It's not a clone. It's not, yeah. Go to Gitmo. No. To be fair, they are hard progs seeing orc changes as good, gaslighting and bending stuff around their interpretations to still justify their agreement with the activist BL ... I don't know what that means. Activist BL?
I mean, whatever. I mean,
yeah.
I get the
I would
spirit.
just, yeah. If they're not down to game with you in the games you want to play, then
don't buy it.
don't buy it. I would suggest. Oh no, I think he's talking about. I think that this is the same guy who's talking about how he can't get anybody to play ACKS with him, and his players are all. I would suggest potentially trying to find new players.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean cut off contact with those people. You can still game with them, but if you want to play different games, start a different group.
Yeah.
In parallel. There's been a decline in art taste amongst the corpos.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever had taste to begin with, though.
That's true.
Ugh, I don't like Aerolotus. I'm sorry. I don't like the...
You give your opinion on Interlotus and we'll be right back.
I don't like it. That's my opinion. I have a hunch that WotC can't get good illustrations for the same reason Boeing can't build good planes. Maybe. The thing is that you can go on Twitter and find incredible artists out there, though. Like for black and white line art, there's this guy, I think his name is Luke Eidenschink, who's on Twitter, who I see his posts all the time, and his stuff is so fucking good. There's a... Dean Spencer is better than all of these WotC artists, and he sells his stuff on Drive-Thru RPG, and you can put it in your RPG book. There's just incredible people out there. Really, really incredible people out there, and they have the money and can afford to pay those people to make good art for their books, but they don't, and they won't. And that's, I think, because of the management of the brand, the people they've hired to manage the brand.
I think ACKS is what Gary wished he could have created, but the industry, players, and many other factors would have pushed it into failure at the time if you tried to go that deep.
Potentially. I don't know. There was a lot of people that really liked AD&D though. I played it for a very, very long time. A lot of people played the Beckme style stuff as well, but he said, I think ACKS is what Gary wished he could have created, but the industry players and many other factors would have pushed it into failure at the time if he tried to go that deep. Maybe. I don't know. I think it might have been Rick Stump that said, like, ACKS 2 is kind of like if the original AD&D designers had just kept plugging away for 40 years. You know, like this is what they would have made by this point. Because
it's taking all of the activities, all of the themes, all of the things that you do in an old school D&D game and takes them to their logical conclusion and gives you the mechanical support to simulate that.
What a good thing to say here.
Correct.
Don't let WotC live rent-free in your head. Correct. Wayne is the main Pathfinder artist, but he was told to tone down his style for Pathfinder 2E.
Oh yeah, Wayne Reynolds.
Ah.
He toned it down by making everybody look like they have cancer.
Corpos don't have good taste in art. Gotta look up those Corpo pamphlets with multicolored splotches people. No sense of emotion or art aside from the corporate mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the thing, like even in the new 5e art pictures where there is some kind of an action scene going on, everybody is either grimacing or looks like they're like
they took Zoloft.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite goblin art ever was the early Pathfinder goblins.
They do have Paizo has an iconic goblin look.
Yeah. Everyone talks up Brahms' art in Dark Sun, but his weird bondage gear goth sci-fi stuff is his best work. Peak 90s cool. Interesting. I don't know
Where
if
in
I've
Dark
seen that.
In Dark Sun?
No. His stuff is outside of Dark Sun. His weird bondage gear goth sci-fi stuff. That does sound fucking cool.
Hell yeah.
I do like 90s cool. I'm shocked that y'all aren't looking forward to cafes and comrades. I'm not sure I know what that... Is that just making fun of D&D?
I think that's making fun of D&D.
Because I can't be sure. Maybe that's a real game. That could be a real game.
A real game called D&D.
BLG is looking a bit shady right now.
Yep.
You're damn right. Yeah, Brom's awesome. Yeah, definitely get Shadow Sun by Chubby Funster.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I need some Parkinson art for my room. Definitely.
Yeah. Who doesn't?
His Druid with a Tiger from the Rift's core book.
Yeah. The Rift's cover art is so... I still don't know what's going on. I know that's a species of fucking thing.
Yeah.
Fucking lizard man with a laser gun on a hovercraft with a bunch of weird babes in VR headsets. Whatever. Like, I'm sold.
Rex Teal. The easiest way to run Dark Sun is going to be to run it in AD&D 2E since it was a 2E product. But don't play 2E, dude. 2E fucking sucks.
Don't do that.
It just fucking
so
sucks.
Bad.
It's so bad. Run it. Yeah, okay. You have OSE in white box. I'd say run it in white box, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, rather than OSC, for sure.
Yeah, thoughts on 13th Age? Haven't played it. Haven't read it.
I'm aware of 13th Age First Edition. I don't know what's changed or what's stayed the same. I think the idea of archetypes as sort of deities is interesting, but I only ever played a one-shot of it at Gen Con.
Oh man, Night Danger Werewolf always felt weird to me because anarcho-primitivist nativist hippies is like the single lamest thing I can imagine a werewolf being. Yeah, well, it's like worse because it's not just even anarcho-primitivists; it's just eco-terrorists in general. Like it's really bad. It's so stupid. I hate werewolf. It's so bad.
Terrible.
I just also don't care about the werewolf as a monster. There's like 3 good werewolf movies. Maybe.
Yeah.
Operation Metal Beast.
Which I haven't
Fucking
seen.
hilarious. Dog Soldiers. And American Werewolf in London.
Oh yeah, of course, American
Yeah,
Werewolf
which
in
is
London,
great.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's all shit.
Werewolves suck.
They fucking
They're
suck.
They're boring.
Yeah.
And certainly the conception in World of Darkness is just terrible.
Yeah. And I hate the old World of Darkness that they mixed all these things together.
Yeah.
And all 3 of the apocalypses and mythoses are true simultaneously.
Yeah.
The Christian
The
God,
Christian God
is
is
real,
real, but
the
also
worm
Gaia is real. Yeah.
Yeah, like shut up.
These things are mutually exclusive.
Yeah, they're mutually exclusive. It doesn't fucking work that way.
But you also have a dimension of platonic forms or something out there
Yeah.
in Mage.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Don't be a magic user.
Yeah.
No, vampires suck.
True. You got us.
That is
Yeah,
true.
you
They
did
do
get
that.
us. Thank you. Just looked up Luke Eidenschink and not disappointed. Yeah, correct.
Who is this?
So I was talking about art. They were talking about art while you were gone, and they were saying, they can't get good artists for the same reason that Boeing can't make good planes now. It's a competency crisis. And I was saying there are great artists out there. Like, go look up Luke Eidenschink on Twitter. He's amazing. There are other people out there. Dean Spencer even is doing way better shit than is in WotC's stuff. And it's cheap, and you can put it in your RPG book off a drive-through RPG.
They don't want to. Yeah,
Big fans of Dean Spencer. Yeah.
Yes.
They just don't want to. They've hired people who are hiring their friends or hiring something for a style of game that is just so utterly unappealing to me that, like, of course they're going to get those people to do that shit art. Let me see here. But again, I don't care about this game.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
being
never
brought
going to.
up
I'm
not
never
by
going to
us.
buy it. I'm never going to play it.
Yeah.
I'm never going to run it.
At BLG, so when you guys ran ACKS, did you have the players control more than one PC? Yes.
Yes.
Stuck with henchmen and hirelings exclusively. I was toying with 2 PCs each for troop style. So we are doing troop style, and we have been from the beginning. Because in ACKS 2, he recommends that the players actually make 5 characters apiece.
We made 3.
Yeah, you have one main character that you play until they die. You have 2 alternates as backups. And then the other 2 characters that you made go to the game master and get to be used as NPCs to fill out the world. Now, I just had them make 3 because I knew that there was going to be a mutiny on game day if I made them make 5 characters.
Yeah.
So they made 3.
Because there were a bunch of people who had never played RPGs before.
Yeah.
In the group.
And they have, they've all got, their kind of main that they're kind of attached to. And then we had to start swapping out because people needed to go and learn spells and things like that.
Yeah.
And now they're swapping out all the time who they're playing. So it's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Huh?
What?
What? But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
They're all leveling up at different rates. All still very fast, though. So it's fun. I would recommend it. Yeah, I recommend the troop style play. Mithras has 2 free PDFs of base Mithras and fantasy. That's correct. You can get classic fantasy imperative for free. And they're not skimpy. Like, the thing is, I think Mithras imperative is like 80 or 90 pages, and it's got a lot of the core system in there.
Yeah.
I think that it was missing like 6 special effects in combat or something like that. Except that it also had firearms rules and firearms specific special effects and all this other stuff. So there's a lot there. I don't like levels and classes is what has me reading Warhammer Fantasy Role-Playing 1E. I'm normally afraid of D100 games, but I'm liking what I see so far.
Cool.
Yeah.
And as Night Danger pointed out on Twitter earlier today, I think, posting a screen cap of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, they have the correct attitude with regard to roleplay. It's just imagination and make believe.
Yeah. And there was another one that he posted, which is that it's very hard to damage creatures with high T. That was a direct quote from the game, so it's very true. BRP is the bones of Mithras, so if you want to peel back even further from what design mechanism have done with the D100 system, there's also that. Yeah, and I've got BRP as well, and there's a lot of really good stuff in it. But I prefer Mithras. I just prefer Mithras. I think it's a tighter system. Like there's too many optional systems in BRP, and like I like what they did with Mithras. I especially like that the character creation, like your stats actually create the baselines of all your skills. So people who are prettier and faster and stronger are just better at everything. Obviously. Next launch party rave, share the link for backers. Drop into the rave. Glow sticks. Oh, drop the link so people can join. Interesting. Party lighting and costumes strongly encouraged. That could be very fun.
That could be fun.
That is a good idea.
Maybe. We'll have to figure out what, if any, technical challenges.
That could also backfire.
It could. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Cursory glance had me go with the oldest edition because it felt less self-serious in tone than the later editions. Plus, it has grimy Xerox art that I love. Yeah.
Which one is this?
Night Danger talking about Warhammer.
Yeah.
I know me, myself, and Di really likes Warhammer Fantasy 1E, and he says that you are apparently ridiculously underpowered in the early levels of the game, and that there's some systems that are like utterly broken, but he loves it, and the critical hit systems are incredible.
And, his what is it called? The Sage's Library video.
The Sage's Library, is
his
very
video
good.
series,
Yeah. Let me see here. Have yet to read Ascendant, but heartily agree with you on ACKS. Basically a masterpiece. It is 100% a masterpiece.
Definitely.
Yeah. McCrease's experience at West Point shows in ACKS 2. Correct.
Very true.
I just like things that make consistent and logical sense. Me too. I want to be able to get reliable results at every scale of play that might pop up. Yeah. And you can definitely do that, especially like the mass combat rules. They scale platoon scale all the way up to like hundreds of thousands of people on a side. It's really, really cool. And yes, ACKS does do that. ACKS seems more like BX completely morphed into AD&D with a very high emphasis on advanced. Yeah. It's easier to read than AD&D though.
That is true.
Try reading the DMG. It's which is right here under my foot. It's very interesting, but
not very readable.
It's much, much, much clearer. I game in NYC. I feel your pain. I used to do that. Yeah. But all my friends were schizo libertarians, so I didn't really have that problem. But I can imagine what it would be like. I worked in NYC, which was way worse. You don't like Air Lotus? I don't, dude. I don't. I know that's like a sin or whatever, but I just don't care.
What is
Air Lotus? You will recognize this shit instantly.
Hold on. Turn it up on my phone.
Gary was an insurance guy. McCrease is a lawyer. 2 different grind sets. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
My wife fell asleep after a good shucking, so I came downstairs to listen to this and expect excellence. Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah, we're a little slow in the brain today. 'Cause we thought after day 1, we're like, yeah, we'll be able to have like a day off or whatever. And then like the notifications were pouring in. We're like, oh,
came in.
Fuck, it's not over. So we're still going, and there's more work to do. So we're very tired.
Very tired.
and nobody trusts
My-
We're all very tired. Nobody trusts anyone anymore. It's like the thing. But yeah, we were plugging your Shadow Sun earlier.
Yeah. Letting people know about your ACKS conversion as well.
I'd be into supporting blacklisted or underworked artists who are starving due to the current corporate social climate. Keep the reaction pure.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. It's like you should support good stuff that you like. And if you do that, things will sort of take care of themselves. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to change the world that way, but if more people just did that, things would be so much better.
Yeah.
I know there's talk of like patronage, in certain circles, and that's also very interesting as well. But like, just support
and
what is good and stop trying to recapture something that's dead.
Right. And for the record, if anyone wants to be our patron and give us a fuckload of money, we'll take it.
Yes.
You can be our patron. We'll do that. I cannot for the life of me figure out why anyone who doesn't play 5e bothers to talk about WotC ever. I can.
Oh yeah. It's a very easy answer.
Very easy. Is that you're watching. Some people get fixated. They can't stop the grieving process of watching something that they love to be ruined by their enemies. This is the enemy coming into your temples, defiling the altars, raping your women, graping them, excuse me, for YouTube, and making a mockery of your gods. And that's what they've done with D&D, and people are still very, very angry at that. I have let go a long, long, long time ago, so it doesn't affect me anymore. But I understand why people are still obsessed with it and still get angry about it. It's the same thing with Star Wars, which holy fuck, every time I see someone post about Star Wars, I
care.
block them on Twitter now because I fucking hate it now.
Only 27 days to go. Hope you're prepared for your last stretch goal.
We are.
Yeah.
Our last stretch goal at $69,420.
Yes. We have a very special stretch goal.
Yeah. DM Blackwall's here. Thank you, man. We were talking about
what's
Horde Wars
happening,
earlier
man?
as well. Talking up Horde Wars, and we'll definitely, hopefully, be jumping into a game next week, if possible. But we will see. The work keeps coming. It just keeps turning into more work. This Kickstarter, so we'll see. But yeah, we were pumping up your stuff earlier. 2E does not suck if you stick to the core books. All I had was the core books. I fucking hated that game. And part of it was because it was a little too hard for me when I was a kid, but there were aspects of it that I remembered hating and thinking were bad. And then Nick was in
I played
a 2E game for like 2 years.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
For over a year. And I hate that system.
And I asked him, what was it that you didn't like about it? And he described to me all of the things that I hated about it when I was a child. So what I've learned from this, as always, I was right all along. Yeah, I was right all along. White box was the correct move. You're welcome, of course. Yeah. We made that decision for you. Werewolves were awesome in Underworld.
Again, even in Underworld, the vampires are cooler.
Yeah. And hotter.
And
obviously.
hotter.
Were there even any female werewolves? Probably not. I think it was a bunch of dudes.
Who cares? Yeah. They all become CGI monsters anyway when they transform.
No, but I'm saying, like...
They're human form.
They didn't even have hot chicks on their side.
I couldn't even tell you because I've already forgotten them.
Yeah. Dog Soldiers is an underappreciated film. Yeah. Dog Soldiers. Exactly. Lots of Dog Soldiers love here. Love it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Do you want me to kill that light? We don't need it.
Yeah, I apologize, everybody. I've had something stuck in my fucking eye all day today. It's under my eyelid, and like these lights are. I'm incredibly sensitive today. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's because this fucking thing. I can't get it out.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. So now we're a little underexposed, but who cares? It's a little moodier. Who gives a shit about Mage? That one person would be very upset if he could hear you. Yeah.
But unlike his awful character, he's powerless in real life and can't do anything about it.
Artists who can deliver on time and are available for work are difficult to find.
I'm sure that is a problem.
Yeah.
Or can be a problem.
Delivering on time, I've heard, is a very big problem. But I would say Basic Expert and Patty have both delivered on time.
Yes.
And were available for work at the time. So
yes.
That worked out in our favor. I have you guys at 0 dB. Normally only need negative 18 dB. Are we too loud?
0. Would that be we're low? I don't know.
No, if he's at 0 dB, that means he's boosted everything. I don't know, man. Tell us if we're too loud or something. WotC hires people who steal artwork. How many scandals have there been at this point? Not like ugly illustrations, but actually legit scandals from stolen artwork.
Yeah, again, it's like these people are going to do that, obviously, and they're doing it to hobble together something which isn't good.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it. Nobody wants it, right? Like, even the people who've been playing 5e
don't give a shit.
Don't give a shit. And the thing
they
is,
don't care.
They never cared. They're playing 5e. A lot of these people are playing 5e because of nerd chic being in its ascendancy from like 2014 onward, and that's rapidly less and less the case.
Yeah, ACKS doesn't actually do a character funnel. You have those characters as backups in case you die, so you can get them in quickly. But it's not a funnel. You're not trying to see who survives. Yeah. Okay, so for those who don't like leveling, how do you progress your character? I've only played tabletop RPGs and video game RPGs with leveling systems. So,
in Mithras,
there's lots of different systems that do this, but in Mithras, if you succeed or if you critically fail, if you fumble a roll, you check a little box next to that skill, and then at the end of the session, you have an experience roll where basically you have to. Usually you roll under your percentage to succeed, but you roll above it to see if you increase your skill. And so it'll go up a few percentage points. So very, very slowly, your skills increase. Other systems, the World of Darkness games, you get experience points that are then used to buy additional attribute points, different skill points. And the more that the cost is always going up. You know, it's like 3 dots is significantly more expensive than 2 dots. 4 dots is more expensive than 3 dots. Same thing in like Mithras and in the BRP systems. If you have to roll above your skill, the higher your skill level is, the narrower that range of succeeding on that experience roll is. So it becomes harder to get to level up. So it's harder to level up. And not even level up, but to increase those things. So it's a gradual increase of a bunch of different skills. Sometimes of your choosing in some systems, sometimes based on like in BRP and everything like that, just based on what you rolled and successfully did. You get better at the things you do. So it's a very different kind of progression. You don't have these distinct, discrete like jumps in power.
Right. It's very gradual.
It's very gradual. It's very different.
It emulates reality very well because reality is gradual, and when you're beginning something, you progress very quickly.
Right.
You know,
You
the
get those
progression from no
low-hanging fruit.
knowledge to
Yeah.
some knowledge is,
You get your noob gains, basically,
right,
is
right,
what
right.
it is. So it's yeah, it's different in every system, but it's it doesn't always mimic reality, because it's like you can do fantasy games like Exalted or whatever, and
Oh no, I meant Mithras
yeah.
specifically.
Mithras,
You're right.
Mithras
You're right.
specifically, yes, is much more grounded, for sure.
That's correct.
Yeah. How do you all feel about Pendragon? I have not read Pendragon, but
I love Pendragon.
Nick loves it and
I
says
haven't
that I need to read it.
looked at the new edition.
And everyone
yet.
says that I need to check out Pendragon. Will be interesting to hear your opinion on Horde Wars in the coming days. I've been enjoying my time helping to develop
Nice.
it over the years. Nice.
Oh shit!
It's
Hell yeah!
been fun watching this the sausage get made. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
extremely
I
well
can't
play tested.
wait to play it.
Yeah. How does one play the Wretchedverse games? Would they be compatible with ACKS or what have you? I mean, the Wretched games are based off of the BX D&D, like D20 system, but it doesn't play like D&D.
No, it really doesn't.
It really doesn't. And
I mean, maybe
they
Wretched
have-
Bastards does, but even
Maybe.
that, I don't think so. Wretched
No.
Bastards is sort of their
Their pulp fantasy, which
pulp
I
fantasy.
have somewhere around here. Right here, actually, but it's under. Some
But
very heavy
all
books.
of their games are very specifically focused on a particular genre.
Yeah, and the core rules for that, which I think you can get for free now, because they have like an expanded version that is now the paid version. But
Oh, do they? Nice.
Yeah, but the core rules that we have, I think you can get the PDF for free. There's a lot of extra rules in there that, like, there is a skill system. They have like a wretched pool, basically, of like points that can be used to boost your rolls. They've got wretched dice that can really swing things and make more a lot more deadly, a lot more pulpy. It doesn't play like D&D at all. And it's one of the strengths of those games, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because they're not trying to do D&D. And if they were trying to do something else and it played like D&D, it would suck. But
Yeah, they
it
wouldn't be
doesn't.
doing something different.
They're good games, great settings too. The settings are so good. Wretched Epoch is one of my favorites. It's a beautiful book too. But we've
Settings
also
are the best part.
yeah, we have a bunch that we're going to look over. We have Wretched Darkness, which I've
I'm
cracked
really
open
looking
a couple
forward
of
to
times.
reading.
It's really cool.
Was it Wretched Interbellum?
Interbellum.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we also have their like Cronenberg one.
Wretched New Flesh. Yeah.
It's not just Cronenberg. It's like a bunch of different things. And we are going to get to those at some point. We've just had
So much to do.
so much shit that we've had to do. And we're when we make videos and stuff, it's like when we're feeling very inspired about something. But
Good
we
Shakespeare,
definitely like
so
the
get
Red Room.
technical. Mid-gain or output is off by about 8 to 12 if your aim is -6 to standard for vocals. Others in chat confirm low volume, so my setting aren't the issue.
Oh.
I gotta read this. Others in chat confirmed low volume. Oh shit! No, I know what's going on.
What happened?
I know what's going on. Because is it this one? No, it's not. Yes. How's it sound now, guys? Is that better?
How about now?
How about now? We had to turn down the better. Okay, sorry
Okay.
guys. That's my fault. It's an OBS. It's an OBS setting. The reason that it was all fucked up was because we had to turn it down because the output on my DJ mixer when we were doing the DJ set is very, very hot. It's just redlining the software the entire time, even though internally the mixer was not redlining. It was way, way down. But also our mics were, I think, too hot over that. Anyway, but
Yeah.
I forgot to raise the software volume back up to normal. So apologies. You're
Thank
totally
you
right.
for the very technical answer.
Yeah. Well, I understood what he was talking about, but I was kind of like, is he talking about during the DJ set? I know our mic volume was off there, but like, what's he talking about now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Apologies, and thank you for fixing that.
Thank you.
All hail
You
the new
saved the
flesh
stream.
Videodrome. Yeah.
Yeah. Hail the new flesh.
I can finally hear. Holy shit. Man, nobody else was complaining about the sound either.
Yeah, you guys were suffering in silence.
Yeah. This is your fault.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, you should have like laid into us. You should have roasted us.
Yeah. My volume was almost at 100%. Oh my God. What is wrong with you guys? You're just going to sit there and take a shitty stream?
Pushovers.
Yeah, come on. Boomer. Yep. Had to turn the mics down to contain the hype. Redlining the mic, screaming about the stretch goals. We definitely did that. Yeah. We learned it by watching you. I can't believe no one else complained about the audio. Bunch of simps. Eden spoke for the masses. Looks like this is my first time here. I didn't want to be some rude burden on y'all. Oh, it's okay. You can be rude.
All
As long as
good.
you're funny, you can be rude.
Yeah.
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 I just turned you guys up on my headphones. I have an active amp on my desktop. Nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Cool.
It sounded fine before. Exactly. Okay. That's right. Yeah, you guys come a long way and got so much shit to do. I know young Steve want to have time to go over / give his opinion on Degenesis,
Degenesis.
but I can dream.
Yeah, Degenesis is a wild book. Well, a couple books.
Yeah.
I think it's 2 books. Very cool aesthetic. Very stark. Awesome setting. Yeah. Would love to talk about Degenesis at some point.
Anarchic Arachnid said I was about to join in the fun, but then got some horrible news. Hope you guys are doing amazing tonight. I'll catch up with the stream another night.
Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Yeah.
I hope things turn out okay.
Yeah, hope it turns out okay. Oh, I'm going to take these off. I don't need them.
Yeah, you don't need them. I'm the only one who actually needs them.
Yeah, I was putting them on in solidarity and because I wanted to look cool, which I did. But, you know. Jokes aside, the launch party rave was a new experience for me. I've never heard anything like that. Definitely a fantastic idea, and kudos for having the courage and skills to pull it off. Oh, yeah.
Thank you, man.
I did it for a while on Twitch before we started BLG, and it was a lot of fun. But that platform blows.
Oh, God.
It has better tools for the chat and shit, but god damn it, I hate Twitch. I've been meaning to ask, which one of you is the one who mainly handles the Twitter? I always wonder who's behind a given post. Mostly me.
Yeah,
But
mostly, yeah.
but I share everything with young Steve, and oftentimes we collaborate on things. So mostly me though. Twitch, I didn't know you played video games with your cleavage out. Interesting. No, I did not. I was just doing DJ sets. And they're all gone now because they don't let you save your VODs forever, apparently. Just fucking stupid.
So stupid on their part.
Yeah, it's really goddamn dumb. But it was, it was a lot of fun. But now half my DJ gear broke, so I'm gonna revamp my set, my settings, and my. I'm going all software, I think. Except, well, not all software. I'm still use my mixer. I love that thing. Confirmed Twitch sucks. Yeah. You know what? I think we were supposed to talk about the patrons of the Oyster, but we've just been talking to chat the whole time.
Well, that means we're going to have to maybe put out a video for people later.
That's true. That's true. My speakers were turned way up. That was the issue. Everything is better now.
Perfect.
Oh. It sounded fine when I turned my speakers up to their maximum volume. Yeah, but we got a whole lot of stuff that we want to make before the end of the year. Videos wise, who knows if we'll get to all of it, but
we have a lot cooking.
Yeah, and we're just stepping on the gas. We're not slowing down. This is what we want to do, and you guys are helping us make it happen.
Yep.
So it's
we aren't slowing down.
I really cannot thank you enough.
Won't stop.
Yeah, I cannot thank you enough for all the support that we've had for the Shucked Oyster.
It's been huge.
It's been huge, and we really put our hearts and souls into that fucking thing, and it's fun. It's really
it's
really
awesome.
fun. So it's awesome.
Technics or Numarks?
Neither. So I don't do vinyl. I'm a filthy digital only. I like techno and house, so it's like I don't do any scratching, anything like that. So I was using Denon DJ SC5000s because I was able to get them used cheap. One of them broke. The thing is, I have the Denon SC5000M, which is the one with the motorized platter, which I don't use, and I prefer it to not be motorized. I want it to just be like a CDJ, but it's got the same motor as the Technics apparently in it, but I don't use it. So yeah, I want to move over to most likely Tractor DJ and just get one of their controllers alongside with my Zone K2 that I already have. What I would love, but is like will never be able to justify the price for, is an upgrade to my mixer, because I have just a 2-channel mixer, very simple Allen and Heath, sounds great, beautiful filter, but god damn it, the thing has some limitations that I absolutely fucking hate. And to upgrade is like $1,400 minimum, probably a lot more than that. Even used now, it's insane. But yeah, motors are better than belts. Newmarks were belt driven; they tend to wind up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the direct drive, I think, is what it's referred to. Here, let's see. Chubby Funster, some relevant market data for you. Since the Ennies, I have seen a big bump in sales on my products that support Shadow Dark Core rather than my setting books. The buzz is real. Ride the waves. Nice. Very cool.
We intend to.
Yeah, we intend to. It was pretty fortunate that they won the Ennies, right?
We were debating, should we
we had a friend who was like, he's like, you should
Con?
stop waiting. Just release it now. And
Yeah.
we're like, no, let's wait. We weren't even debating about Gen Con, though. I forgot about Gen Con.
I did forget about Gen Con.
Yeah. And then that was when the Ennies were, and it
Yep.
really helped, I think.
Yeah.
What are the Ennies? The Ennies are like the Emmys for TV, but for RPGs. So it's an award ceremony. You get like best game of the year, all this stuff. So it's just
I forget why they're called
award.
the Ennies. There's an answer to that.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it is, but
yeah, it's an RPG industry award.
yeah, it's a award ceremony that happens, I think, on Saturday at Gen Con.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. Random question: DM screen or no DM screen? I hate them myself, aside from the charts or whatever might be on them. Big wall between me and my players, plus I'll end up having to move it anyhow. Yeah, I have a DM screen because I need all the stuff for ACKS, all these charts, but I have taken to just laying it flat and not having it, because I do hate having that fucking barrier.
Yeah.
I don't need to hide my rolls or anything. And if I need to roll a reaction roll and I don't want them to see what it is, I just put my hand in front of it and roll it, and it's fine.
Yeah, I don't like using.
I hate the barrier. I hate
a
it.
GM screen.
Yeah.
First of all, it just takes up space on the
Oh,
table.
massive amount of space. It's called the Ennies because it was started by the N World website. Okay. EN World.
Oh, that's World. That's right. Yeah. You're right about that.
Fuck the barrier. Exactly. I like using a screen because it's a nice place to put my sticky notes.
That's
Mayor
fair.
McCheese. Okay. Yeah. But again, I just lay it flat because then I still have all the charts and shit that I need, but I don't need like. Yeah, I don't know. It's like when you're into rolling in the open, for the most part, it's like, who gives a fuck about. You don't need the barrier. The barrier was always there to like keep your shit secret from the players because they can't know. It's who cares?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Doesn't matter.
Lay it flat. Exactly. Lay the GM screen flat, gang. I used to hide rolls because I was a coward. I'm big on open rolling too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually keep. Okay, this is a good use. Yeah, I use a screen to keep my dungeon maps secret, but my dice are always out in the open. Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't lay it flat because the cat will sit on it and block all the info. Okay, well, that's also...
You should get rid of the cat.
Yeah. No, yuck, Steve. If you don't have shit, you don't need to hide it from your players. The only person I don't play VTT with is my son. I roll everything right in front of his eyes and watch the terror or joy in the face of treasure. Yeah.
Nice.
The cat must go. Simply move your cat off the table. It's like 4 pounds. Oh, man. What are you, some kind of dial? Speaking of VTTs, does anybody have any experience working with maps and making them ready for like Foundry or anything like that? How hard is that? Because that could be a potential stretch goal, turning our dungeon maps into like Foundry compatible things for the Kickstarter. I just don't know how to do it at the moment. And while I may be a boomer in some respects, not generally on the computer. I am technically
You
competent.
fixed the sound.
I did. I fixed the sound. Yeah, because you guys messed it up. Yeah. In before it's a Maine Coon, the biggest domestic cat. Yeah. The cat has gotten me laid more than anything else. It fucking stays and it gets what it wants. It gets what it wants. Yeah. Okay. Toxoplasmosis, man. Get another item that looks kind of like the jam screen and put it in a place on the table for the cat nearby and redirect them to it. Works. Cats for most everything. Yeah. Just get a box for them to sit in. Mm-hmm. I am a Fantasy Grounds myself. I love creating and using maps and VTTs. I've made new systems for Foundry and maps are pretty easy. Okay.
Good to know.
I don't know how to do the map thing, even though I draw my own maps. I would love a special session of BLG where you have someone on with VTT technical skills and they can demo this stuff. Or a bag with some stones. Making maps work for Foundry is super easy. 3 different wall types. You draw them like MS Paint. Okay. A beagle would also get you laid and wouldn't sit on your table. Oh, man.
Night Danger speaking from experience.
Yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else that you guys want to talk about right now, in the next 5 seconds, no, in the next minute or so, I think we're gonna wrap up a little bit early. We're really, everyone's very tired. No one trusts anyone anymore.
Yeah.
We're pretty tired, and I'm running out of steam.
Yeah. My eye is killing me.
Agree with the guys. Super easy. I do have children. One of my cats used to sleep in the middle of the battle mat. From what I know, cats like doing what you're doing, so a miniature DM screen with little fish would be good for them to entertain them. All right. Go get some sleep. All right, cool. Yeah, we will. Have you written the 3rd dungeon yet? No, we were waiting to get to see how much interest there was.
Yeah, if we hit the stretch goal, we will.
Yeah, we have ideas for
we
it.
We know what it is and what the vibe is.
Yeah. So none of the stretch goal content has been written yet. So that will be, like I said, that will trickle in to you guys after as it's completed.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a good night, fellas. It's been good talking to you.
Hell yeah, boys. Hell of a week.
We're
only just getting started.
Only just getting started. All right. Come on, Boomer. End of the stream.